The Sangam Students' Union Dimapur SSUD extended its full support to Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee's 30-day ultimatum to state government. SSUD cautions to join indefinite agitation if the government fails to acknowledge the genuine demand of the people. The Chumugirima Circle Chakruma Public Organization reiterates its stand of one government, one tax under its jurisdiction as resolved by the Nagas on October 31, 2013. CCCPO further urges the national groups not to indulge in demeaning activities. The Eastern Nagaland legislators and Duda officials called on Union Minister for Ministry of Donor, Culture and Tourism, G. Kishan Reddy at New Delhi on Wednesday. Minister S. Pangnupom appraises the Union Minister of the Special Economic Package. Ever since the pandemic in the state, the price rate of vegetables and fruits and other essential commodities have risen drastically. To keep a check on the rising prices, the Dimapur Municipal Council sets up a fixed price rate for those commodities. The Nagaland government, led by Principal Commissioner Abhijit Sinha, on Wednesday held a review meeting at the Secretariat Conference Hall with senior officers assigned to all districts to renew the COVID-19 management in the state. Consumer Health and Hygiene Company Rekit on Tuesday launched the Birds and Bees Talk program in Nagaland for children aged between 10 and 19. Principal Director of School Education Shanavas C and Director of External Affairs and Partnerships South Asia Rekit signed MOU. Hello and good evening. You are watching Nltv English Primetime. I'm Chiben Kvung. Now let's take a look at the news in details. The Sangam Students' Union Dimapur SSUD extended its full support to Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee NFHRCC ultimatum. However, SSUD cautioned that they would be forced to join the indefinite agitation if the government failed to acknowledge the genuine demand of the people. Sangam Students' Union President C. Atsapa Sangam said that the Foothill Road was not just a people's project but a bridge connecting divided Nagaland.
Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. Sob Mandu Laga Awaz. Amihan jania se Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee bra government ge ekta positive response, positive outcome aniwole karne 30 days ultimatum digina se idulaga opor de Sangtam Students Union Dimapur bra vithala support extend kurina se to amihan itia Sangtam Students Union laga president C Atsaba Sangtam logode buhigina se to tai lode idu details taro janiwo.
Okay, Foothill Road is not just simply a road. It is a road which connects divided Nagaland. In short, we can say that Foothill Road is a survival road. Ini kui jaise gole to itia rasta ekta ase, pani ekta aro electricity current ekta ase. Itu tinta to ki laga hoile state ekta aro country ekta development koro nimide to itu tinta to basic necessity ase. Yate Kabul mon chado itu Foothill Road to khali ekta duita district chwa lagai noy holi yate Foothill Road kita koi jabo itu do Dimapur, Kohima, Mokchun, Zenapoto aro Eastern Nagaland iton sob district to chobole ase itu nimite ami government of Nagaland ke Kabul mon thaka to itla issue to top priority luina take up porle bishi bal hobo. As stated by Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee, the Office of Sangtam Students Union Dimapur would extend our fullest support if in case the government of Nagaland fails to fulfill its demand within the stipulated period of time.
Amihan itia Sangtam Students Union Dimapur laga president logode kota kurishe aro taiwa amihan ge janai dishe kita hando Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee ge full support extend kuriya se kuna janai dishe. Mui imna sinla with camera person Joha.
Himanta Biswa Sharma held a meeting with the Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland, Shri Nipio Rio, along with his cabinet colleagues G. Kaido Aye, Jacob Zimomi and H. Haying. Discussed several issues of mutual interest between the two states. They also discussed various political matters concerning their alliance. The Eastern Nagaland legislators and Duda officials called on Union Minister for Ministry of Donor, Culture and Tourism, G. Kishan Reddy at New Delhi on Wednesday. On behalf of the Eastern Nagaland delegation, Minister S. Pangyupom appraised the Union Minister of the special economic package announced by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to Eastern Nagaland in the year 2018. Various proposals of the Eastern Nagaland development projects were submitted to Donor Ministry for early sanction. Minister S. Pangyupom also informed the Union Minister that the project proposal is approved by multidisciplinary committee headed by Minister of Home Affairs. The delegation strongly appealed the Union Minister to personally intervene and take up the matter for the interest of the Eastern Nagaland development. In response, the Union Minister assured to the delegation that he will take up the matter at the earliest in the phased manner and asked the delegation to mention the top priority list for the first place of the project proposal for the submitted list. He also said he will discuss with the Prime Minister and other line ministry for early sanction. The Nagaland government, led by Principal Commissioner Abhijit Sinha, on Wednesday held a review meeting at the Secretariat Conference Hall with senior officers assigned to all districts of the state to review the COVID-19 management. The officers assigned provided brief update on the situation in their assigned districts. Their top concern was about the low vaccination turnout and emphasized the importance of expanding the COVID vaccine awareness campaign, particularly in rural areas. The officers also recommended for actions to improve the overall management of COVID-19 throughout the state. Body of a non-local man aged 50 to 55 years was found at platform number 2 in Dimapur railway station on Thursday. Dimapur police informed the deceased was dark in complexion with grey hair, around 5.5 feet, and was not in healthy condition. Reportedly, he was wearing a blue pant and white woolen shirt. Furthermore, on completion of all legal formalities, the PRO informed that the deceased was highly suspected to have died of starvation and illness. The PRO has requested claimants, relatives of the deceased, to contact the officer in charge.
26th of August आफ्टरनून ते 12-1 बजे निशिना आमिकान स्टेशन मैनेजर दिमापुर रेलवे स्टेशन लगा परा एकता खबर पाइशे कि एकता अनआइडेंटिफाइड डेड बॉडी lying असे प्लेटफॉर्म नंबर 2 ते. So on receiving this information, our GRPS police station team went to the spot. They conducted the legal formalities. Aro jagate inquest, as per law where we need to conduct inquest. So we conducted inquest. Itu kura pachete primarily cause of death was starvation or illness. Itu jana pachete amikhan dead body to hospital loi jaise, district hospital, to the morgue, so that postmortem can be conducted to ascertain the cause of death.
Aro sir, ita tak taigi identify kuro parishe?
Unfortunately, it's still unidentified. However, ami khan to sab Nagaland te kiman police station ase, itu khan ke message pathai dise. Ete kuntubi police station te, itu body laga description match kura. Missing person report thakle, apni check kurubi. If taikhan kiba, itu nishna munu khan missing thakle report thakle, taikhan Dimapur police ke khabar dibo pare. Aro ami khan print media te bhi itu to taila details to di dise, so that anyone who is familiar with such kind of person, they can contact Dimapur police and we may help them in identifying and hand over the body to the claimants.
Consumer Health and Hygiene Company Reckitt on Tuesday launched the Birds and Bees Talk program in Nagaland for children aged between 10 and 19. A memorandum of understanding on the program was signed by Principal Director of School Education, Shanava C, and Director of External Affairs and Partnerships, South Asia, Reckitt. Reportedly, the Birds and Bees Talk program is a comprehensive growing up life skills education curriculum that helps make children informed and empower them with critical information that promotes them to grow into responsible, healthy adults. This program has a two-level interactive animated curriculum that covers growing up and life skills to promote the core principles of inclusion, awareness, consent, protection, and equity. Director Inspector General Central Industrial Security Force from North-Eastern Zone Headquarter Guwahati Sitarda Shankar Sarma visited CISF unit stationed at Doyang Hydroelectric Project under Wokhao District on Tuesday. Reportedly, the DIG held a meeting with the DHEP officials and discussed for better coordination between the two entities. While addressing at the Sainik Sammilan, he urged the security unit to maintain a healthy body and healthy mind through exercise and urged them to be aware of cultural traits and stay in touch with the local community. He encouraged the Jawans to be actively involved in the community outreach program undertaken by the unit to promote peace, while calling all Jawans to strictly follow the COVID-19 standard operating procedures while performing their duties. The DIG visited all the duty posts within the plant and had interactions with the Jawans. He also inspected the sapling plantation site maintained by the unit meant for the community outreach program. Furthermore, the DIG inaugurated two canteens, Sanrakshika and Wet Canteen, and a multi-purpose gym. The Director Inspector General was accompanied by Group Commandant CISF Group HQ, Guwahati, Harendra Narayan. Mogokchung District has achieved 75% COVID vaccination coverage. The Chief Medical Officer of Mogokchung, Dr. R. Chubala Ayer, informed during the second quarter district review meeting of the Health Department held in the CMO's office on Thursday. The meeting was held under the chairmanship of the Deputy CMO, Dr. Aunung Tok. Furthermore, Dr. Chubala lauded the officials for giving their best efforts to prevent a further spread of the virus in the district. She also highlighted the importance of early testing and treatment, contact tracing, and due proper monitoring of health units within their jurisdiction. She further encouraged the members to work hard and fight against the pandemic and to come up with new ideas and innovations. The Chumugirima Circle Chakrama Public Organization CCCPO on Wednesday has reiterated its stand of one government, one tax under its jurisdiction as resolved by the Nagas on October 31, 2013. In a press release, CCCPO President Nikriho Kensei and General Secretary Kribule Biseye said the organization comprising of 17 villages under Chumugirima observed that many national groups had been demanding various taxes from villages and from business establishments under its jurisdiction and had been causing undue harassment to village leaders. CCCPO has further urged the national groups not to indulge in demeaning activities and instead focus on uniting with each other for an amicable political solution.
Amihan ita Chumukirima Circle Chakrama Public Organization la President Nikrehu Kensei lode ase totai lode idula detail jankari aro lowo. So sir kali abnihan ba ekta press release tishe to idu press release la abnihan olap detail de kole paro.
Ami ekta duta itu ami khan laga press release kura laga koi dibo paribo. Ami khan forefather para naga manutu alaka se koi gene ami khan laga alak cholabo nimite itu naga society ke feature to bhal hobo nimite naga mano alak ase koi gena aha time te tai khan laga principle to tax to Indian sarkar lokone dibo ami khan tax ektai বি নিদিব কৈ কিনে ইমান ষ্ট্ৰাগল কৰি কিনে আহিছে তো এনেকা আহি কিনে আমি খান নাগা মানুহটো পঢ়া লেখা কৰি কিনে মানুহ লগা চাই কিনে আহাটো নাগা ষ্ট্ৰাগল নিমিত্তে বি ভাল কৰি কিনে ৰাস্তা বিচাৰি কিনে আহি আছে তো এইটো হুমাইতে একবাৰটো হলে টেক্সটো আলাগ কৰি কিনে পাব্লিকটো বেছি সাফাৰ হৈ যাইছে তো খালি একটা ফেকশন নহয় কিনে বেছি ফেকশন বি হৈ কিনে টেক্স বেছি হোৱা পৰা পাব্লিকটো বিয়া পাই কিনে থাকা হুমাইতে 2013 তে একাউণ্টটো লেট কৰি কিনে একাউণ্টে কাম কৰা কান লেট কৰি কিনে পাব্লিক সব মিলাই কিনে নাগা মানুহটো নাগা ভাল নিমিত্তে কাম কৰিব হলে নাগা মানুহটো একটা আছে এইটো নাগা ফেকশন নাগা কজ নিমিত্তে কাম কৰা খাম্পি একটা হ'ব টেক্স একটা হ'ব তাতে একো ডিসপিউট নাই কিন্তু আলাক কৰি কিনে টেক্স থাকিছে কলে আমি খান ইটো আৰু না কৰিব দে কৈ কিনে ফসলা হৈছে এনেকা হৈ কিনে আহা হুমাইতে পাব্লিক বি অলপ আৰাম পাই যাইছে আৰু বিজনেস ফাৰ্ম বি অলপ আৰাম হৈ কিনে এনেকা আহাটো আহি কিনে আৰু 2021 তে
The Combined Technical Association of Nagaland on Wednesday voiced objection to the advertisement issued by the Department of Electrical Inspectorate for 1 LDA COM Computer Assistant Directorate and 2 LDA COM Computer Assistant on August 21. In a recent press release issued by its media cell, the CTAN cautioned the department against conducting any department exams for posts with grade pay 2,800 and above, and various memorandums submitted by PSAN, ACOT and subordinates of CTAN to the government are meant to be sent to NPSC until Nagaland Staff Selection Board is made functional. The association further mentioned that it would continue to boycott and revolt against any such departmental exams not complying with the demands made earlier. The Hardware Merchants Association Dimapur on Wednesday appealed to the NSC and IM to revoke the quit notice served on a hardware store that was allegedly found selling hardware items with tempered price tags. The association, through its media cell, termed the incident very unfortunate as one of its members, Marishi Hardware, was also involved in the case. It also appreciated NSC and IM Special Investigation Team for its tireless effort to uproot corruption and malpractices in Dimapur. However, the Dimapur-based Merchant Association stated that detection of such crime should be reported to the district administration and offenders be dealt with appropriate legal action. Western Sumihoho WSH appealed to the state government to help farmers whose cultivation are affected by drought and are facing hardships as due to insufficient rainfall, many farmers could not grow essential crops. Western Sumihoho also appealed the Sumis living in the western sector to explore all possible opportunities in the field of agriculture and start engaging oneself in modern and mechanized mode of farming and utilize them to the fullest for economic prosperity and sustainable livelihood. WSH in its statement stressed on mobilizing all our resources from both government and public to strengthen our economy through agriculture. Ever since the pandemic, the price rate of vegetables, fruits and essential commodities has come up drastically. To keep a check on the rising prices, the Dimapur Municipal Council set up a fixed price rate for those commodities. Our reporter Aramachumi has more insights on the market situation.
Gaspani area আছে কোনটো এরিয়া এক্সাক্ট তো মেজেফেমা এরিয়া আছে না বস্তিটো বুংসাং তো কিমান বিক্রি কৰা আছে আপুনি তো সাইজ ওপৰতে আছে ডাঙৰ খানটো অলগ আছে ডাঙৰটো 30 25 20 আৰু ছোটটো 10 15 এনে আছে তো সেল কিংগা যাছে মন নাই ঠিক পাকি নাছ না এটো হদাই দিনটো একই নহয় কোনবা দিনটো বেছি আহে বেছি আহা দিনতে ৰেটটো বেয়া হৈ যায় আপনি হদাই এনে বিকাই আছে হদাই every morning তো হদাই তো মানে সব তো সেল নহয় হৈ যায় सेल तो हो जाए हले भी दाम तो कमती हो जाए बेसी थाहा दिन थे ना
तो एक ता लोट टाटा मोबाइल बाने होला तो टाटा मोबाइल एक ता लोट अनले किमान निसना जान
पीस तो कुनबा तो 2500 भी আছে 2200 भी আছে 1800 भी আছে टाटा मोबाइल अलग अलग আছে टाटा सुमो दे भी आने और टाटा मोबाइल दे भी আছে
तो ये अपनी अपने एकला नन लोकल खान भी करे ना किंगा सो
ना बेसी बस्ती मानु अलग अलग भी आहे एकला নহয় चारटा पांचटा गाड़ी भी आही जाए कुनबा दिनते 7 तक भी आही जाए
दूसरा सदलो पेंडेमिक जा सालू पेंडेमिक पाइ तो बिजनेस तो बेसी क्या करना से आमानी जना निसे अप डाउन करना पड़ा होइछ ना तो इतो साल भी अपने हन इतो दुख पाइछ ना पाना इतो पेंडेमिक करने
दुख तो पाइছে मार्केट निमित्ते बेसी दुख पाइছে আৰু হদাই বি গাড়ী লা ইভেন ও থাকা পৰা হদাই আহিবলৈ বেছি দুখ আছে
तो अपने इतो बंद থাকে আমদে ইতো উলাইলে তো বিয়া হৈ যাব ফ্রুস আছে তো কিংগা কি উপায় করে বিক্রি কৰালা তো মানহ নাই নাই
by the grace of God বন্ধ থাকা টাইমতে পাকিয়া নাই কাঁচা থাকি
5 people were killed near Diumbra in Assam's Dima Hasao district late Thursday night after their trucks were attacked, allegedly by members of Dimasa National Liberation Army. Ayan Singh, Superintendent of Police, Dima Hasao district, said the terrorists fired several rounds at the truck drivers and other people before setting 7 of the trucks on fire. Security personnel rushed to the spot, Rankarpil on Umrangsu Langa Road and recovered the bodies. The incident took place a little over 200 kilometers from Guwahati. Reportedly, the trucks were carrying coal and other materials for a nearby cement manufacturing plant. Meghalaya will open its doors for tourists from 1st September. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma on Thursday announced the reopening of the state's tourism sector from 1st September with relaxations of COVID protocols for travelers and tourists. Reportedly, tourists who have been fully vaccinated will be allowed to visit Meghalaya, while negative COVID test reports conducted 72 hours before their arrival in the state will be mandatory for those who receive the first dose of vaccines. Furthermore, the Chief Minister of Meghalaya also informed that residents of Meghalaya will be also allowed to visit any other tourist destinations in the state. Aviation Regulator Director General of Civil Aviation lifted the 2019 ban on airlines flying Boeing 737 MAX aircraft on Thursday. Reportedly, the jet was grounded around the world following crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia that killed 346 people. In its order on Thursday, the aviation regulator said it has observed no untoward reporting on jets already flying after 17 global regulators allowed it to resume flights. Furthermore, most major markets, including the US and Europe, have since then allowed the aircraft to resume flights last year. According to reports, 175 countries have allowed the 737 MAX to return to service, with 30 airlines already restarting their MAX aircraft services. After New Delhi's decision on Thursday, China is the only major aviation market to hold back approvals to the American plane maker. In a major additional rupees 1,500 crore bonanza for the government employees and pensioners in the run-up to the state assembly polls, the Punjab government has decided to further hike their basic pay by a minimum of 15% over and above the basic pay as on December 31, 2015. In addition to restoration of certain allowances, with this, the total average increase in salary and pension per employee has gone up to rupees 1,05,000 per annum from the earlier rupees 79,250 per annum. The decision on further hike was taken at a cabinet meeting on Thursday, chaired by Chief Minister Amarinder Singh. A part of the Dehradun-Rishikesh bridge over the Chakan River near Rani Pokhari village collapsed as heavy rains continued to lash on parts of Uttarakhand on Friday. Meanwhile, a couple of cars also washed away after the bridge collapsed on Dehradun-Rishikesh highway. Uttarakhand has been witnessing heavy downpour for the past 3 days. Incessant rain in Dehradun for the last 48 hours has wreaked havoc, because of which the Nltv Sahasrara link road has been submerged in the river for several meters. The Rishikesh Devprayag, Rishikesh Deri and Dehradun Mussoorie roads have been closed due to landslides at several places. The police have also advised travelers to avoid these areas till the weather becomes normal. National Highway 58 has also been closed from Dabovan to Malita due to heavy rainfall in the area. India reports 44,658 fresh COVID-19 cases and 496 deaths in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate now stands at 97.60%. A total of 32,988 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which bring the total recoveries to 3,18,21,428 across the country in the last 24 hours, with 3,44,899 active cases. Meanwhile, Nagaland records 29,718 COVID-19 cases and 612 deaths. India's national capital Delhi has ranked first with most cameras installed per square miles, according to Forbes list. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said the national capital has surpassed the mega cities such as New York, London and Shanghai in having the most number of CCTV cameras installed per square mile. According to Forbes list, Delhi tops with 1,826.6 CCTV cameras per square mile, followed by London with 1,138. Chennai secured third place with 609.9 CCTV cameras, while Mumbai came in 18th with 157.4 CCTV cameras per square mile. Furthermore, the Chief Minister Kejriwal felicitated officers involved in the camera installation mission. Bollywood actor Sonu Sood to become the brand ambassador for Delhi government's Desh Ki Mentor initiative for school kids. Under the initiative, young people from across the country can choose to become a mentor of 2 or 3 students of government schools of Delhi and will guide them towards achieving their goals. The announcement was made by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Sonu Sood was also present during the press conference. The announcement came after Sonu Sood met Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The objective is to strengthen and boost the entertainment industry. Sonu Sood is also the brand ambassador for the Punjab government's COVID vaccination program. A series of large explosions has ripped through a military warehouse in southern Kazakhstan, killing 4 service members and injuring dozens. The incident began at about 7 p.m. local time on Thursday when a fire was reported at a warehouse of a military unit in the Bayzak district, which is near the city of Taraz and the border with Kyrgyzstan. The Ministry of Defense said the warehouse was used for the storage of engineering purpose explosives. Reportedly, at least 6 explosions occurred in the Jambil regional government, said that more than 90 of those who received treatment for injuries, 28 remained in hospitals with 6 in serious condition. Reportedly, all of the casualties were members of the military or rescue workers. 13 United States service members and at least 60 Afghans were killed, including 140 are wounded in a twin bombing attack outside Kabul's airport on Thursday. The first blast was reported at the Abbey Gate in Kabul airport, while the second blast was near the Baron Hotel. Several other explosions were heard in the city of Kabul in the evening. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres also condemned the terror attack and expressed the support for the victims of the blast. The Islamic State terror group has claimed responsibility for Thursday's attack outside the Kabul airport in Afghanistan. In a message shared on its Amaq news agency, the group claims the blast killed and wounded some 160, and a photo of a man said to be a suicide bomber was included. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy has issued a fresh warning in Kabul. Back in Washington, United States President Joe Biden met with top officials of his administration on Thursday as two explosions were reported in Kabul. The Taliban has condemned the bombing of civilians at the Kabul airport after reports suggest that an ISIS suicide bomber was responsible for the explosion outside the Kabul airport. And that's all we have for now. Thank you for watching Nagaland TV.